guys, this is Pastor Kyle coming to you from the North Hills Church of God here in Springfield, Ohio. And this is North Hills Motivation, where it's our goal to motivate you to grow closer to God and expand His coming kingdom. And so today I want to focus on our second part of our vision, both as a church and our vision in producing these videos, and that's expanding God's kingdom. You see, that's our vision. If we are succeeding in this, if we are growing closer to God and expanding God's kingdom, then let me tell you, we are winning. We are succeeding as a church if we are growing closer to God and expanding His kingdom. On the flip side, if we aren't growing closer to God and we aren't expanding God's kingdom, then unfortunately the truth of the matter is we are failing as a church and we are losing. And so we need to make sure that we are truly growing closer to God and expanding His kingdom. Now, some of you guys may be asking, what in the world is the kingdom? You know, there's not a whole lot of talk about the kingdom, unfortunately, in Christian circles and especially outside of the Christian circles, the church circles. Fortunately, part of the Church of God, the group of churches that we are affiliated with, we do have an emphasis on the kingdom. So for those of you guys who don't know what the kingdom is, I'll summarize it the best I can in this short little statement. It's where everything wrong with this world will be made right. That's the kingdom. That's the kingdom as simple as I can define it, where everything wrong with this world is going to be made right in God's kingdom, in the future kingdom. That includes death, that includes the coronavirus, that includes trauma, that includes sadness and tears and pain and all these negative things that we experience in life. They will all be made right in God's coming kingdom. And that's the hope that we hold so dearly as Christians, or the hope that we should hold dear, the hope that Jesus preached and taught about in His ministry. In Luke chapter 4, verse 43, Jesus says, I was sent for this purpose to preach the message of the kingdom. That was His purpose. And so again, our goal as a church, our vision as a church in producing these videos as well, is to help and motivate you to expand God's kingdom. Because the kingdom, it's great. It's where everything wrong with this world is going to be made right. But unfortunately, there's some bad news regarding the kingdom. And that bad news is expressed in Matthew chapter 7. And in here, Matthew chapter 7, Jesus is talking about those who will enter life. They'll have eternal life. They will enter God's coming kingdom. And Jesus says those people, they're few. There are few people who will enter God's coming kingdom. The gate is narrow. You might have heard that illustration before. That's an illustration from Jesus in Matthew chapter 7. He says the gate is narrow that leads to life, the gate that leads to God's coming kingdom. And so we as a church, we want to try our best to expand God's coming kingdom, to expand that gate as wide as we possibly can. And we want you, yes, you watching here, we want you to be a part of God's kingdom where everything wrong with this world will be made right. If you have more questions about the kingdom, I would love to get in touch with you. You can contact me. You can write a comment in the video that you're watching, and I'd love to get a hold of you and talk about this kingdom age where everything wrong with this world will be made right. Because that's our vision, that's our goal as we are producing these videos. That's our goal at North Hills Motivation, is to motivate you to grow closer to God and expand His coming kingdom. So thank you. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Take care.